Today is June 29th. The Yankees win. They win. They're above 500 in the month of June. How about that? Let's talk Yanks. They're 500.
They're about to be.
They're 500.
And they win tomorrow.
Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin Yanks. Talkin Yanks with old Jomboy, Jomboy and Jake. Talkin Yanks with old Jomboy, Jomboy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD producing in the corner. It's brought to you by SeatGeek, and we are going to be talking about the Yankees who won. They won on the final day of the series again. They are now 20-5 on the last game of the series. And come playoffs, that's a good game to win, the last game of the series. So 800 winning percentage, the last game of the series, not bad. Jake, how are you?
James, Davis, everyone tuning in, everyone that joined us on the Gotham app for the live stream. We appreciate you guys the most, and it was on our YouTubes as well. So, yeah, we're at an interesting pivot point. Tomorrow's game, the Yankees could have an over 500 month or an under 500 month, so that's extra electricity as we head to Toronto. And then, yeah, the other side of this, the game the Yankees blew in Cincinnati, the game they were up 3-0, and they had that one bad inning. If the Yankees win that, we'd be saying, hey, they've won 3 straight series. Judge is back. It's a little more timid than that as we continue to march through summer and head towards the All-Star game. But we're playing like a brand of baseball. Like there was a while there where we were nothing.
Yes. They're playing better.
Yes.
The pitching has been good. I walk away from this series, and some of the things I'm upset about are louder.
Okay.
Even though they won 2 of 3 from the A's.
Okay.
Which I never want to be that type of person.
I get it.
But there are, like, very good positive things.
Right.
Jazz wincing.
Right.
Has me so nervous. If you can keep an eye on the quotes from Jazz and Boone, even though Jazz is going to say he's 100% fine and nothing matters. But I'm a little interested because he's one of the things that's going really well.
Right.
And he got seemingly hurt, but then didn't come out of the game.
Boone is talking right now. No quotes about Jazz yet, but he did say Judge's back was bugging him today. He homered twice anyway.
Look at that. Well, June swooning.
Anytime something with Judge pops up, I have to make mention of it, but
Why did he say that?
he could have kept that a secret.
Just to show off.
It's in your face, A's.
Just we could have rested him today and said he had 2 homers. So think about that. Yeah, Jazz is going to be super interesting. Again, the way and vigor he came back out. Let's think he's okay. And yeah, he couple big home runs in this series. And yeah, I guess if you don't want to be old man yelling at cloud, the one thing that just keeps getting me is it should be more of a conversation of how good Jazz is playing, but he's also playing out of position. So there's a lot of just moments when you're watching Yankees games that you're like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
But he's not a third baseman. He made a nice play today, too.
Yeah, today, he still isn't like a net negative. I don't know what the stats say, but my brain doesn't tell me he's a net negative at third. It's just second base is...
Gets paired with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Infante in the chat says he's saying that because he's going to give Judge an off day tomorrow. And that does interest me.
That is some Boone speak.
That is some Boone speak. Or maybe there's an off day coming up. What's the starting pitching for Toronto?
Well, Judge also DH'd today. Maybe that was just defense for Judge DHing. Or hopefully an excuse to DH again, because Judge homered twice today. A lot of stuff happened today. Judge homered twice today.
And they were like homers.
Bombs.
And they were homers.
Yeah, they were deep.
So no, as much as we appreciate the live chat, that's out.
Sure.
Well, they might be right, but we disagree.
That's out.
In order as Fangraphs has them listed, Scherzer, Gossman, Barrios, Bassett for
Okay, so Bassett would be the pitcher you would choose him to sit against. I don't know.
You've already won the series by that game.
I don't know the stats on it.
And that'll be a day game after a night game the next day.
Bassett.
So get ahead of it.
But I know he crushes Gossman and Berrios, right?
I think so.
I believe so, yes.
Gossman, I'm more confident on off the top of my head.
Yeah, well, Gossman, I think he crushes.
He's like his best.
Yeah, I think.
Gossman.
Yeah, Gossman, he's got a 1.3 OPS and 6 homers.
Gossman on the Gotham.
Oh my God, Berrios is the same. Basically, there is two.
Boom.
There's the pitchers he hits the best.
So then there's another fear there that you sit him against Scherzer to save him for that. But I don't like that fear.
He hits Bassett.
He just homered twice.
He hits Bassett really well.
Just homered twice.
He hits Scherzer well.
Homered twice in this game.
He homers against everyone. All right, let's get into the show. We got to peel it back to before because we're going to do the whole A's series. We're going to recap every game. We're going to give out awards. It's going to be really good stuff. And it's brought to you by
SeatGeek. Our friends at SeatGeek. Code Yanks 2025. Go see a game. Go to City. If you don't have a 4th of July plan. Yanks, Mets. And there's no other sports right now, people. And you're listening to Talkin Yanks. So why don't you go to SeatGeek, find a game you want to go to. It's summertime. Find the sunshine, find some baseball, and use code YANKS2025 for 10% off your set of tickets at SeatGeek. 10% off any tickets with promo code YANKS2025. And I think this is a little peeling back the curtain and a little, hey, we're heading to the All-Star game. I think we bought a couple tickets and we used our SeatGeek code. So we are customers of SeatGeek while being partners with SeatGeek while still bullying geeks if we need to, unless they're providing us with good seats. Code Yanks 2025.
Good, great stuff. Thank you. You gonna burn game 1? Is that where you want to start?
Yeah. Do we have any grounds to creep or?
There's very brief creepings of the grounds. The Yankees did not formally put J.C. Escarra on the paternity list. Much like you and I guessed, they were not going to call up a catcher. They were going to call up Shoemake, who's an infielder, or Pereira, who's on, but they couldn't call up Pereira. Also had a kid, so they didn't call up Pereira. Shoemake got hurt, so they were like, whatever, we'll play a man down. Escarra returns, and congrats to Escarra. Marcus Stroman got called up on Sunday's start. He pitched today, and Winans got sent down. JC Trey.
That's our new boy.
Yeah, I like that.
See ya, Alan Winans.
Yeah, they used Winans for mop-up, and then he got sent down. So nothing on Luis Gil, who is exciting and should be coming back. Nothing on Yarbrough, who also want him back in the mix.
He might be in veterans. We'll tap into you in a little bit. We need to see what we got with Stroman. I think he's in gentlemen's a good handshake timeout.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think that he's got a lot of value. Even if you want to see Stroman in the rotation more, Yarb at the pen has more value than the up and down game they're going to play.
Yeah, I think you'd have to. They're out of guys with options that I think they want to see what they got.
And still some time before Yarby's eligible to return. I think he's eligible on July 11th.
Well, the original was Cameron Maben. That one was hilarious.
Best time.
Remember, that was the talking point for the season. We have to keep him, right?
Yeah.
He's so good. And then finally he got kind of hurt, and they were like, yes.
Yeah.
Take 10 days
That was wild. All right, so that's the grounds.
Yeah, right.
We creeped it. Let's go to game number 1, which was so long ago because game 3 was 7 different games.
Oh, I forgot about all this. The Athletics would head to the Bronx for a Mitchapalooza as Spence is mound-bound versus young William Warren of the 161st Division. In the bottom of the second inning, Jazz Chisholm is airborne. Solo shot makes it 1-0 Yanks. They intentionally walked the captain, but Private Bellinger made them pay. 2-0 on the RBI single. 3-0 as Lieutenant LeMahieu almost takes Spence's hand off. Warren was the bee's knees out there. 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 walks, 7 Ks. He's not too bad on the eyes either. Will to Hill to Cruz to everybody We will rock you. Haven't heard that one in a while. Yanks take game 1, 3-0 final.
Good stuff. Wow.
Yeah,
that
I
was
forgot,
kind of like Eminem's album when he was like, "Yeah, I did too many of the accents. Sorry." Like you got stuck in it for the whole burn.
Well, when I was writing it, I laughed because again, so we did normally I watch the last game of the series, and throughout those 2.5 hours, I accumulate the burns and check everything out. But because we were doing the
Yes.
Gotham, Gotham
Yeah, let's call them.
alt cast, I didn't have that, so I had to write these before, and I was running out of time, so I did intros first because it's easier to plug in what happens later.
Yes.
And then when I came back to game 1, I was like, you know what? In the middle, I just ran into a whole kind of 1950s situation.
You never left it.
And that was the whole vibe that Will Warren and Ben Rice were giving off anyways. They looked like they should have been in black and white.
Two boys off the wall.
The Yankees Clippers.
Will Warren threw 100 pitches
Okay.
in this game. How many did he throw in the first inning?
Oh.
Was it around 30?
Let's see. 9 to the first
Oh my
batter,
goodness.
Butler.
He threw 36 pitches in the first inning. And at one point in the first inning, bases were loaded. He walked 3, and they had someone up in the pen.
Right.
And you're like, wow. And then he guts out. Like, I don't think he's going to get pride or an award based on this, so sorry if I'm stepping on you. But he guts out 5 innings,
Right.
which helps. But it was looking like a reliever in the first inning potentially. Strikes out 7. He only gave up 2 hits, walked 4. He struck out wind-up clock Wilson, who does not strike out.
Who's calling him that?
That's not what I wanted to call him. What did I call him on the street?
Wind-up Wilson.
Wind-up Wilson?
I think you went too far with it, yeah.
Cruz comes in as nasty. Weaver, Williams, all nasty.
Yes. Yeah. No, Will Warren at the start of that game, that can go a lot of different ways, and the fact it doesn't is part of his growth of being a starting pitcher, finding yourself in a bad first inning and needing a way to get through it. And then, yeah, I know it's butter knife season, but if you, I think his last 10 starts, if you take out the Dodgers fiasco, are 55 innings pitched, a 2.78 ERA. So,
Yeah, I'd love to do math on that. Don't take out the Dodgers fiasco, but just make it his, in that stretch, his next worst game.
okay.
Like if that Dodgers game was just as bad as his other worst game
Right.
and not the worst, was 9 earned?
I think that was a 1.17 earned.
7, like,
outing.
like, if it's not that bad, that's the butter knife I'd be interested in, but that still works.
I can
Like,
cook
it's
'em.
one
I
bad
tell
game.
you, even on the year, we're at 17 starts of 4.37. So, like, if you told us Will Warren was going to be that
Yeah.
at the halfway point of the season, we would have signed up.
Yes, I agree.
And because of that Dodgers start, it also feels kind of a lot better because that is such an outlier.
And something else of note in this game, Jake, they intentionally walk Judge,
Right.
and our guy
Belly.
comes through behind him. That's an award I gave out recently.
Yeah.
I forget what I called it, but I think people were like, great stuff when I did it. So you can't intentionally walk Judge.
It's great stuff.
Yankees now, following an intentional walk of Judge, 6 for 15. 400 batting average with a double, a homer, sac fly, 2 walks, 7 RBIs.
Don't walk them.
They're stepping up behind, which is really nice.
Don't walk them.
Is this the game that I sent those 2 plays to you, Beebs? So this is a sour note. But Tim Hill comes in, he gets ground balls. This one, DJ can't get to. Okay? They call that a base hit. DJ can't get to him. It's really not that far away. It's an issue that we've seen. And then the next ball is a chopper to third. And my question posed was, if those 2 guys are playing the other positions, are both of those plays made?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes back to the same conversation of with having Jazz at third right now, you're making 2 positions worse
I'm not sure about that. DJ and him at third might be a toss-up in different realms of how to play the position. Because he makes some arm strength throws that DJ can't. But it's still, second base is definitely improved.
Right.
So the combo, you add it together.
You go from having a nervous third baseman for both examples and having like a lockdown second baseman or one of the worst second basemen in baseball. And the other thing that's getting too proud, and this goes back to my original stance of I think they're playing Jazz at third for the trade deadline to make teams think they're okay with Jazz at third when I don't think they are.
They used him in the World Series last year.
I know, but they lost that in historically bad fashion. That I think Jazz at third, is a little bit for his versatility, and you don't know what you're going to be offered at the deadline, that they could very much well need Jazz at third base. But they're such a better team with him at second. Like, their infield defense becomes a strength instead of now it's like a weakness again.
Yeah. I think that they're playing him at third so they can get a second baseman. So are they?
Like, you want to know what's really dumb?
If they get a second baseman at the deadline and they need him to play third in the postseason, he's now gotten more reps at it. But if they get someone that they're going to play at third, he can go back to second, no problem. Which I do think there's some smartness to it in June.
If today was a must-win game, it's summer, it's versus Oakland. Formerly Oakland, excuse me. Peraza should be at third and Jazz should be at second.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So that's where I still think that, everything we both said is true in this, but like if the Yankees got a slightly above average defensive third baseman, insert player here, their infield defense is phenomenal. And instead, it's a question mark, which is just silly.
Speaking of DJ, he gets an RBI in this game. Kind of an Averex play by the pitcher because it would have been an inning double play. Ends up being a RBI single. But in his at-bat earlier, I just want to highlight productive outs because I do think they're a value. Volpe walks. DJ intentionally hits the ball behind Volpe, moves him to second base. Then they intentionally walk Judge. First base is open now. So they intentionally walk Judge, and Belly comes through, and Volpe scores from second on that single. So DJ is a domino in that inning, which leads to a run. If he strikes out, a lot of that can't happen.
Yeah.
I'm not hanging my hat on it or anything, but there's just...
I don't need you to.
Thanks. Devin Williams and Luke Weaver and Cruz.
What are you working with for a hat rack these days?
Breeze through. Yeah, the hat situation is tough.
Okay.
At the house.
I'm kind of in the same spot, so that's why I was interested.
The hats that I wear are just stacked on top of each other by my bed, my nightside table.
Okay.
I like putting my shoes, my hats by the door that I leave.
Easily accessible.
Katie hates having stuff there.
By the door.
So that rack that like is for coats and hats.
Right.
I have stuff there, but I know she doesn't like it. And then she'll move it.
And then you're looking for your hat and you don't know where it is.
It's bad time when I'm trying to sneak out the house in the morning and not wake everyone up. And then I go down there and I'm like, where are my shoes? And then I got to go back upstairs into the bedroom where everyone's sleeping to find them in the dark. Now I got to turn the flashlight light on.
Right.
It's a situation.
Here comes one of the dogs. He's rabid.
Yeah.
Not actually, people. Come on.
Not actually.
Some stuff we joke about on this program. Some is very true.
That's all I got from this game.
Bone-chillingly true. 3-0, Yanks win. You mentioned the good bullpen at the end there. Yeah, I'm kind of good.
All right, game 2. They lose game 2.
Will Warren. You thought about that?
Game 2 is brought to you by Warehouse Games. We got championship game tonight, 7:30 on the Warehouse Games channel. It is a phenomenal championship game. Kind of everything you want in a championship game. And also, for the sport we're playing, which is a sport we invented, it's the best version of it. If you wanted to go like, what's a good game of ball and play look like? I was talking with a lot of people today, and they're like, no, that's like the best full-rounded game strategy, skill. It's really good.
It's like sometimes people will say, oh, show me an example of a baseball game.
Yes.
Tough question.
Yes.
That one.
BBD's playing in it.
Great ball and play game. Warehouse Games, check it out. And I did mention it briefly in the burn there. And I want to check myself on this because we met him, which changes things. And he's been performing. Could Will Warren be considered hot?
Yeah. Handsome, most people would say.
Like I think he's gone away from that kind of boyish red rosy cheeks to now it's like I'm a man on the mound.
Him and Ben Rice definitely look like it's a World War II movie, and they're like in a grass field, walking to the train together, waving goodbye to the people in the town.
I feel like he's kind of leaving Ben Rice behind a little bit.
No.
Okay.
All right. Game number 2.
Like Brian Cashman fielding trade calls in 2002, it's Sears versus Clark. While former Yankee Southpaw takes on current Yankee Northpaw and his impressive scoreless streak, but Clark's masterful pitching chess masterclass ends with rook to left field. 1-0 A's. Clark's streak ends at 28.1 innings pitched. And then the only streaks the rest of the way were the ones that left in the Yankees' underwears. Fart noise.
Wow.
Everybody curts. Sometimes it's closing time at the bar. It's getting ugly late. Yanks lose 7-0 final. Jasson.
Oh.
Jazz talked about the wrist play. The bat kind of slipped out of my hand and hit me in the finger, but it was just a little minor scare. We're good now.
I mean, all the theatrics. That's just
Kind of went Kimbrel.
Yeah, he got stuck. Like he was really hurt.
Yeah, don't know where it hit him in the finger as I'm watching it, but
Came back and finished the game.
Hit him in the finger. Okay.
I'm going to bed tonight thinking Jazz is good.
All right. I appreciate it. So let's talk about this game.
This
Jake.
game was off.
I have something to tell you.
That's good. Good for the program.
When Kurtz hit his 3-run homer,
Right.
and then they said that makes it 4-0 A's. I'd watched the whole game. I was like, what? I thought it would be 3-1. I thought they were up, but I knew they weren't up.
Right.
But my mentality was just like, they're in this game. They're going to win this game. Like
Right.
I was feeling that way. And then when I hit that, I said, oh, no, they're not.
Yeah. So there's two things in play, and I didn't fully realize it in live time, that I think if people were in the stadium at the game, they would echo. Two deflating homers, and I know that sounds dumb if you're giving up homers to the other team, but you have to picture Saturday day game. We've got some families, we've got some drunk kids. You got day game vibes, and you're playing the ace. So everyone's expecting to leave there with a victory. Clark Schmidt has a scoreless streak going, 28.1. He gives up the homer to Rooker. It's a 1-0 game in the fourth, and you're like, what? That's not how this is supposed to work. But you're still like 1-0. It's just that initial blow. Like it just deflates the stadium a little bit. It's that first initial, wait, we might not see a Yankee win today? That's insane. Then the Nick Kurtz homer happens, and that makes the game, okay, if we're going to win this game, it has to be like super memorable now, like a 4-run comeback. And yeah, it's, I know we live and die by the cutter with Clark, and Kurtz has been, like, I think if you split up his numbers, I think I saw it in our guys, Quags' stat pack, who's becoming just a featured player on the show now.
Yeah.
This is basically...
I mean, I got a lot from his pack that I like.
Kurtz in his last 22 games has been 301, 372 on base, a 735 slugging.
And he's doing, like, brutal damage, like walk-offs or game winners at the end.
1.107 OPS. So Kurtz in that spot with runners on base, I do think there's something in hindsight there that you have to treat him like that's not his name. Like... the Yankees in that at-bat should be treating him like he's Rafael Devers.
Yeah.
But because he's Kurtz, Nick, he doesn't have that respect. So that was the only other thing in hindsight that I was like, yeah, you kind of can't let Kurtz decide the game. Like, he's their dude right now.
I think you just trust Clark. You know, like he deserves, yeah, go get him.
You do, but it's, you would have liked to find out, even if you walk Kurtz there, it's Muncy on deck who is not hitting at all.
True. Beebs, I'm going to slack you a video.
And then they played so ugly at the end.
That's what we got to get to.
My God.
That's what we got to get to. We can talk about, because I want to bring up the play that like everyone who listens and understands what I've been complaining about is going to bring up. But we first have to talk about the Wellesley play.
The Wellesley play.
And did they talk about that after the game? I mean, what do you even say? I don't know if I'm sending you the other one, Beebs, the outfield throw in, but Wells play, you just let that go. If anyone doesn't remember, it's 8th inning. What's the score at that point? 4-0 still?
4-0.
Offense did nothing.
Offense gets shut out.
Yeah, here's the play. Okay, it's a little bunt pop-up, hits the ground, and starts rolling backwards. Goldie just has to make a diving play. So that's a play. One of those guys got to lay out and catch. Once that doesn't happen, and you saw them do this today,
right?
You let that roll foul.
Yes. Yeah, I told you, I think catcher belly flop is the only real option there. Pitcher's not going to make that play. But if it lands, and again, let's say you don't know how much backspin it has on it, you either have to live with it just being a dead bunt single, or it had a lot of juice on it.
Dude, I was saying that, like, living with it being a dead bunt single.
You got to live with it.
Almost like you just let it roll. Yeah. As a viewer, spectator, I almost just buy in right. I'm like, well, what are we going to do, dude? Like, that's
right.
Perfectly placed bunt. Picking it up in a fever pitch and, like, gunning it, making Goldie dive and, like, risking throwing it away with runners on. I'm like, let that go, man. I think it's rolling foul.
Wells is going to be something to track the rest of the season, which maybe that's the other, I don't know. If you're someone that believes in feeling the heat a little bit, not talking temperature, Ben Rice getting games at catcher. Ascara's been, like, fine this year. It's going to be interesting to see. Like, Wellesley, since he got the starting job at the end of 2023, he's kind of been like, yeah, it's Austin Wells. He's our good young catcher. And it's very funny right now the way you want to use Austin Wells' numbers. If you use counting stats, he's one of the best catchers in the game. If you use not counting stats, he's one of the lower catchers in the game.
He's been hitting lefties, and Rice hits righties, so.
This team has the number. For how good this Yankees team is, they have a very strong let you know when to turn the TV off ability.
Yes, there was a stat. Let me see if I can find it that Quags had in his thing.
Thanks, Quags.
The Yankees have MLB's fewest games in which they've fallen behind by 3+ runs. Then Quags wrote in parentheses, that's good. But they've lost all 19 of those games.
Yeah.
So as soon as they're down by more than 3 runs, they're 0-19. Now, they have the least amount.
Right.
But you'd love for them to be able to let you know they're going to come back. And that's what you're saying. Yeah. Like, you just know, oh, this is done.
And you just look around. It's a Saturday day game. Winans is in. The ball is, it's starting to look like nobody can squeeze it. That it's just like, oh, okay. This is done. Win the series tomorrow. Go back to winning the bread games.
So I'm going to bring this up on ad nauseum, just for everyone at home.
Just know that.
Just know that. Do you have the video? I also sent you the screenshot of the text, which I can just read. But
I don't have that screenshot ready to go, but I have, here's the broadcast angle of the play, and then I have yours.
Okay, so just remember, the Dodgers were on record to John Heyman saying that They were amazed how many times relay throws came skittering through the infield with no one taking charge, and how often Jazz Chisholm, for example, was out of place or just standing still when the play was in action. Jake, watch this. And I'm going to give Jazz a lot of love later. If you pause it, Beebs, can you pause it when you see Belly starting to throw? So Winans covers the wrong bag.
Right.
That Belly's in motion throwing right there.
Right.
Jazz hasn't even realized the play is coming his way. Now go watch it back and show just Jazz. He thinks the throw's going home or something.
Him and Winans. Yeah.
Now I'm not totally saying like I don't know. He should have stopped that ball. I don't know if he scoops it and tags him, but he should have stopped it. But he's not even in the broadcast angle. You don't see that. He's not even giving Belly a target.
Right.
Not even.
How's the throw? Does the throw go through Muncy there?
It goes in front of Jazz, like he olays it.
No, but it comes very close to hitting. Does it go through his legs?
Wow, that's wild.
So that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But at the start of the throw, Jazz is on screen. Jazz is like over here.
Jazz should have
when
been
the throw starts
there at the start of the throw. Instead, he's panicking to get over there. And this is, hey man,
it's just we saw it in Game 3, which we haven't talked about. But when they throw it from outfield to infield, they are very, very bad.
And it's for me, it's just another. I need Jazz at second. His highlights are cool. The sick plays are sick, but like you're saying with the Dodgers scouting report, that could have been something we've never rewatched.
Yeah.
Like if that's Gio Urshela, we're not talking about this play.
No.
So the Yankees should put together the best team they can. Puzzle pieces on a team should fit together. Jazz at second baseman would have an argument to be the best second baseman in baseball this year. Instead, we're not having those conversations. Instead, people are tweeting out like, oh, you guys screwed it up with Gleyba this year. No, we should have an upgrade at second, but instead we're putting a Band-Aid on third. What's going on over there?
It's true. I'm going to need some of your juice soon.
Okay.
It's true.
I'm
All
juiced
right.
up.
But, I mean, there is good stuff to say about Jazz coming up as well.
Will that get there?
Maybe. We can go to Game 3, though, which was the craziest game in the history of baseball.
It was too much almost. Look who's back in the Bronx. Well, that works for both starting pitchers. Marcus would try to be the Strowman against former baby bomber Luis Severino for a rubber match. Put your Miles Davis CD on repeat because it's Jazz all day. Solo homer in the second. Bases clearing triple in the third. Scores on a wild pitch. Woo-hoo! 5-0 Yanks. 5 stars for the Stro Show. 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run in his first start back off the IL. Oh, captain, my captain. 2 homers for number 9-9. Belly bomb and a cycle watch. Only bummer was the Brubaker bus crashed, and Jazz was out for the season but decided to come back. Stroman to Brubaker to Lasagna to Hill to Hamilton to Weaver. Yanks take the series and win Game 3, 12-5 final.
Whew. It's cycle watch, 2 home runs. Ben Rice got hit in both feet.
Wow, dude.
Volpe got ejected, but no one saw it nor cared.
Both pitchers got hit with line drives.
Umpire was brutal.
Sweaty belly for the umpire.
Umpire benefited the A's more than the Yankees,
Right.
so I'm not complaining about it.
Benefited the Yankees more than the A's.
Yes, sorry. The Yankees got the better of it. So I'm not really complaining. It's more
Right.
like state of baseball. Like watching it was like, geez.
It stands out.
And I didn't
If you're
even look
someone
at the numbers past the 5th. I just looked at them through 5.
Right. If you're someone that consumes baseball, it's very rare you go without noticing the umpires. It is a
Wow.
tough task.
How many do you think he missed?
He had a bad case of he would call the same pitch differently.
Yeah.
Which that's the old Yes Booth, that's That's the only thing the players ask for, which isn't true. They do just want to get the call right. But if you are consistent, you at least kind of know. That was a tough part of today's game.
They have it as 15 pitches that were in the strike zone that he called a ball. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
2 on Weaver, so you know I hate his guts for that.
Right.
2 on Stroman. 1 on Hill. 2 on Brubaker. Sevy got a lot. Oh.
Golly. Belly, Judge, and Jazz.
Jazz homers again. Line drive shot this time, so he didn't do the bat drop. Belly absolutely clobbered his. I don't know. I mean, but Judge clobbered his too as well.
In a 12-run scoring game, Belly, Judge, and Jazz had all the RBIs.
Really?
RBIs.
I guess that's cool.
It's interesting.
I think that 3 out of 9 is, it's a decent amount of people. Like, I don't find that odd.
I would just say more so 12 runs are scored and only 3 people
Yes.
drove in runs.
Stroman, I guess the big story here. You got it that later? Maybe. Okay.
Belly bomb was cool. I mean, that ended the game. That's 10-1. 7-1 either way, but
The double play ball when Jazz steps on third and throws the first.
it's a great play.
That was a little bit game-changing at that moment, too. Obviously, it's early and there's so much game left. But like, oh, wow. It lets Stroman finish. I think that was the third inning? Or was that 2? Third.
Top 3. Kept his pitch count in a great spot.
And it's a 3-2 pitch, which we're saying if that's ball 4, it's bases loaded, 1 out. That was pretty nice.
Young wind-up Wilson.
Brubaker, brutal inning. I mean, and in this game, they had the same thing where the ball goes to left field. Dominguez goes out to grab it. And the live broadcast, you're like, you just see that, oh, it's an automatic double.
Right.
And it shouldn't be. In the high home, you can see Dominguez starts throwing it to third, like his whole body is going to third, and then sees Volpe pointing, and then turns and throws to the second at the last second. And it's like, maybe it's a double, but it should be. Like, do you see that gap there?
Every cutscene feels just slightly off. Like, it feels like when you watch an AI video and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool, but this is slightly off. This
Delayed.
is real.
And then right after that, a ball to Volpe's left that is in his glove.
What was that play?
It's really getting not, because it doesn't go out as an error. It doesn't go as anything.
I'm not mad he didn't make the play. The throw to third after is just bizarre.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard hit ball up the middle.
No, and he stops it.
He's
but
normally good
Spins
at
away
those.
from him.
But when they turned that,
yeah.
like
You'd
if
like that to have more on it.
Volpe plants and fires, the runner at third is out.
You would like to think so.
I think so, man. Like, I think that's Rooker, who's not
I
in.
also think people grab that ball.
I think Volpe does a lot of the time. I think it was 10-1. Brubaker kind of killed the vibes. I've been driving the Brubaker bus.
Well, he should have
He
struck out
couldn't
the
throw
first
a slider.
Yes. Oh man, that at bat was brutal. Who was that? The guy was that?
I think that was our guy.
No, that was McIver.
Yeah. That's our guy.
He was swinging at everything, and
If he could have thrown a very normal slider that landed around the plate, McIver strikes out.
that drink's just flavored banana. Is that good?
Which one?
The one you just spun towards your.
This
No,
one?
no, the other one.
Oh, this is Huel.
But it's just flavored banana.
Banana.
That sounds light. I never had a drink that's just flavored banana.
Pretty cool toss. Everyone agrees.
It's like a smoothie.
It's Huel.
Those, I believe, would
Oh,
fit
it's
into
smoothie.
that category.
Okay,
yeah.
I get it now. I thought it was like a.
Stroman, Belly good. Paul Goldschmidt had to watch this game. Peraza needs an approach.
I think Goldie had 2-0 count every at bat,
Ian Hamilton, like, on a good stretch.
yelling at everyone.
Yeah. I guess people probably want to hear us talk about that. Turns out Hamilton kind of in the wrong. Told Jacob Wilson to run, which that's
Run,
I mean, that feels like a 70s
run, Fars.
feels like a 70s bullying scene.
Yeah,
Run. Come on now.
And Wilson was just
Come
like,
on now.
what?
You want to make the team? Run.
In Goldie's first 4 at-bats, he was 2-0 every at-bat. Then his last one, he botched it. He had a great at-bat. He ends up flying out in the 6th inning. Won't get talked about because it didn't lead to anything.
No.
But it was 9 pitches. It was good at-bat. He also turned on a 100-mile-per-hour inside fastball from Alvarado guy.
Noted that.
And I was like, oh, okay, because he's been struggling with heat. So that was nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, to the awards we go.
I think so. What do we do first?
Pride.
Pride of the Yankees is brought to you by DraftKings. Use code Yanks when you sign up with the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
My pride of the Yankees,
Oh, you'll go first.
because I go first, is Jazz. I know we talked about the positioning on outfield throws.
Dang.
Man, we're matching so much when I look in this. It like is making me think that we're
comical.
like the same person for like a split second.
Just like, again,
Double
another
screen.
AI, like, make it worse.
Let's do the same motion at the same
one?
time. Both hands up. Clap. That's spooky. Anyway, Jazz Chisholm, homers
Homa.
in the 2 games they win, I believe.
Yeah.
Made some nice plays, made some not nice plays. I don't really care about the defense right now. His offense has been so good. And Quags also gave us so many fun stats about him that I really kind of changed my perception of Jazz, the player. Game 1 of this series was his 500th career game. And he has 89 home runs and 109 stolen bases through 500 games. The only other players to do that are Eric Davis and Alfonso Soriano. 3 guys
All right.
have reached those totals in their 500th game. And then, there's a bunch of other stuff that I've...
Credit to us for comparing him to Alfonso Soriano when he first came over.
Yeah, that is true. We did do that.
Okay.
Now, this isn't going to include today, which is just going to bum me out.
And he had a big day.
And he had a big day today.
So these stats, but slightly better.
Because he had a triple
Triples are best.
and a homer today.
Right.
But since returning from the IL, 309 batting average, 367 on base, 543 slug, 910 OPS. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Wait, so he got a triple today and a home run. So that's 7 total bases.
correct.
And then at bats, did he get 4 today?
Double check. Yes.
So 85 at bats and
And a walk.
That doesn't count as a total base, though, nor an at bat. And 44 plus 7 is 51.
Yeah.
So 51 divided by 85 is his slugging. 600 slugging right now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big jump.
So I got called out a little bit last year when we
In the month of May, in the month of June, 600 slugging.
month of June.
Yeah.
I got called out a little bit last year with Jazz because his numbers got cooked a little bit by when he first joined the team. He went nuts. I think there was a position player pitching home run. He knocked around the Phillies. He came over. He went nuts his first week and a half. And I wasn't fully drinking the Kool-Aid, and people were like, "What are you doing, dude?" And I talked about it. It was a little bit. There was parts of his approach I didn't like. It felt like a good pitch away, or when he got 2 strikes, it just felt like the at bat was over. This current stretch he's in, he feels just super in control, and everyone jumps to the 70% thing, which is funny because there's still swings where he's clearly letting it eat, but he feels very in control. He's not giving. Last year, he would give some at-bats away as the at-bat went on. I still think there's sometimes Jazz gets out early in an at-bat just because that's his approach. He's swinging. If it's in the zone, he's going to put a good swing on it, but that's baseball. He's not giving away the at-bat. I felt very good with Jazz, and I think as the Yankees figure out how to do their lineup, I wouldn't want him in front of Judge just because of some of the quick at-bats I just talked about. But if he ends up being the lefty behind Judge, I'm interested.
I don't know. The lineup confuses me
I know.
because there's too many options and too many doubles and too many. It's like it's the first time because I love a lineup where I start thinking about it and I go, how much, I don't know if this matters. Like the guys and the
Right.
changing it's not drastically different. Like past years, I've been like, yo, make this one change,
Right.
You know? And I'm like, oh, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, I still don't know because Belly has been pretty good for 2 months now.
Yes.
Trent has come back down to earth, but he's still hitting righties very well. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting part of the story, and like whoever they get at the deadline's not going to be a leadoff option. So I don't know.
Who's your pride?
Jazz is a good one. He was going to be mine.
Thank you.
That I'm actually not sure.
Yeah.
Like after that, it's not so clear. Like it could
Oh, I had a second one.
be Stroh, it could be Will, but it's not. Yeah, you know what? I'll do it. I'll go Belly.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was.
The stats, are clear. There's always a judge argument, but it's really 2 swings. Belly went 6 for 12. 3 runs scored, 4 RBI, tied for second most on the team. Man, again, I've been stewing about the Yankees lineup because depending how you want to chop up the numbers, you can see a lot of different things right now with the Yankees. Cody coming into today, and if you go back, if you start the season in May, because Cody was trying to do a little too much in April. I think the short porch looked good. This is before today, where Cody Bellinger went 3 for 5. That's a good day at the office.
Good day.
Since the start of May, April's so far gone.
It's true.
Since the start of May, Cody Bellinger has been 297, 355, a 489 slug. And today he went 3 for 5. So he's been a 300, 360 on base guy since May. And so I don't want to do this as shrapnel to our guy Trent, who has been delightful this year. And like I was thinking, going back to our offseason plans where we both traded Trent, and part of our argument was like, hey, if Trent plays every day, he actually looked like a better ball player. That's where we thought the Yankees would take advantage of that. If you do Trent stats from May 1st, it's almost July. Trent, since May 1st, 228 batting average, a 335 on base, a 736 OPS, which the way he plays center field defense is still a good baseball player, and that's kind of the Trent we saw last year. That I don't know.
What did Trent do today? Because his stats last like 10 or so are good.
Trent was 0 for 3, 2 walks. And
So on base.
And like you said, his numbers versus lefty are now pretty bad, that he's still crushing righty. So I don't know the answer because Trent has clearly been kind of great out there. I guess in my dark shower moments, when October rolls around, how am I going to feel about Trent hitting leadoff in front of Judge? And Trent would have to build up more goodwill, which is really tough because Trent has played well. So I don't know what else he can do.
The year are pretty good, and his defense is good. And
So again, this wasn't supposed to be Trent shrapnel. This is supposed to be Belly's
Starting
been
to
really
feel
good
like it.
for 2 months.
Belly's numbers on the year good or no?
They're starting to get there. Before today,
Yeah, I mean they're above average.
771 OPS.
The on base is not there.
No. But he's 300 hitter since May 1st. That's good.
That is good.
It's hard to do.
I like watching him hit. It's a good
I'm
time.
not doing it.
Matches the eye test.
All right, next up is you, Yankee.
Oh.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Where are you going?
Dude, I don't know because it's kind of like Huh.
What do you got there?
Well, just feel like it's the same dang old drum. Yeah, I'll go Volpe.
Okay.
He's still not doing anything.
5 walks.
I guess that is much better.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to go Peraza, but I don't know if you'd allow that.
Yeah, I would have allowed it. I was thinking
He
about
only
it.
played one game.
Yeah.
But, like, can I go Peraza? Because this is the point I'm trying to make.
Go Peraza.
The play he made today,
Right.
when Volpe gets
tantalizing.
ejected and he goes to short and he makes the backhand play, turns and fires, and he's got arm strength and defense, and you're like, hey, that looks right. Looks good. And then I'm like, you motherfucker, why can't you hit?
Right.
Why are you 0-2 or 1-2 every at bat?
Yeah. These awards.
He swung at some pitches that were there, and his bat was there.
Right.
And then it was just a dribbler to the pitcher.
Yeah. Pride of the Yankees is an emotion. Same with Yankee MFer.
Yeah.
Peraza makes you feel that emotion. Because it just should be a click better.
Yeah.
And it's not.
It just need to do something. The defense is nice.
Swing at every pitch. That's all I've got.
That's what you want him to do?
The trying to have an approach thing seems to not work. That I'd rather just swing first pitch fastball every at bat. It can't get worse.
It can't get worse.
It can't get worse.
No, he's got to be one of the worst right-handed
Swing-
hitters in the game right now.
Swing
Right?
second pitch fastball every at bat. And then if you're still there, swing third pitch fastball. Because it can't get worse.
He has to be one of the worst right-handed hitters in the game, right? Like in the league.
It's no bueno. It's no bueno, my friend.
Maybe he doesn't qualify. How many at-bats does Peraza have?
Oswald Peraza at bats this year. Before today, 121.
125 then after today, right?
Quick math. Boom.
Well, Fangraphs won't be updated.
Fangraphs is...
Okay.
Graph
Where you at?
fans.
Where you at,
Graph
Peraza?
fans.
Where you at, Peraza?
Where you at, Peraza?
Okay. Out of 172 players that have had at least 120 at-bats, he's 151st. That's... Well, actually, I don't know what they're sorting this by.
Okay.
Wait. I don't know what they're even sorting this by. My apologies.
Alphabetical.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been anything there. All right, hold on.
Thank you for the apology.
Okay, sorry. Out of 172 right-handed batters, Oswald Peraza is 169
Okay.
in OPS. So there's 3 right-handed batters that have been worse for him from OPS standpoint. Jonah Bride, Christian Vasquez, and Lane Thomas. Martin Maldonado, better than him.
The OPS came down today.
Do you know what his slash line is?
It's awful.
It's 162 batting average, 240 on base.
It's higher than I thought, if I'm being honest.
As of this second, it's 157 average, 233 on base, 273 slug.
That's insane. Max Muncy of the Athletics has a lower on base percentage than him.
I think he's trying to work counts, and I don't think that's the player he is.
Maldonado's below him, and Andrew Vaughn in on base percentage.
It's bad. It's a nice play. It's short.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he has the lowest batting average of all right-handed hitters. He's 172 out of 172.
Do something else.
It's starting to feel like this is really warranted, my award.
Yeah, it was.
Great job by me.
Proud of you.
If I bring righties in, or lefties into the mix, do you think there's worse lefties that are getting this much run?
Probably a couple.
A couple.
Couple.
Josh Rojas, Jock Peterson, Michael Massey.
Big 3.
Jock had an O for month.
Whoa.
And he's good. So I don't know, Peraza.
And he deserves the length.
Try something. Swing at every pitch.
You got to try. Does he have the lowest on batting average in the league? Righty or lefty? No way. Come on. Someone else be worse than him. Come on.
Jock's got it.
Jock.
Yeah.
Wow, Jock. 131 batting average.
Crazy how bad he was. And he's like a historically good hitter. It's a weird sport.
It is a weird sport.
People forget that.
All right, so that's my MFer. Who do you got?
Jimbo. I'm a little in between.
Thought you'd say that.
I think I have a guy. Hey, I kind of did it on the way by, and it's just weird because he only played one game this series, but that's also a part of it. I'll go Austin Wells.
Interesting.
Your new friend, so maybe it's just a little jealousy.
Yeah.
All you're doing is hanging out with Austin Wells in Times Square.
I honestly thought that might be why he didn't play
Right.
Friday.
Had a commitment.
Because they had 16 games in a row, and then he had to go do an event. I don't know if the Yankees sent him or T-Mobile. I'm not sure how it works.
Right.
And I asked him how you spending your off day, and he's like, "Well, I'm here."
Right.
I'm like, "Oh." So I don't really think this had to do with it. Maybe
Probably other way around because he's available. They
maybe
signed him up.
maybe you got 4 reasons that are baseball related, and he had to do the
Right.
everyone else traveling and sleeping.
Sleeping. Jazz Chisholm said he was going to sleep for 14 hours. Hey, man, we talked, the pop-up bunt, the emotions that made you feel were very MFer.
Just the team gets sleepy because Wells is a smarter guy. Like he's got a
ball
good
player.
IQ. He's a
He's a
ball
catcher.
player. Yeah.
And that's where I talked about this a little bit on the live stream. Yeah, I'm just interested to see the next steps with Wells. Because the numbers on the year, Jim, 214 batting average, 275 on base. Like Austin Wells aren't those numbers.
Yeah.
And it's just very interesting where Ben Rice is catching games and he's a catcher. Like that's where Yankee fans, I guess you never really know. And that's another beautiful thing with baseball that it's like Ben Rice could have came up, put on the catcher's gear and looked awful. And we would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. Like that's just baseball. Ben Rice looks very normal at catcher.
He gets in the Tony Pena real crouch position, which I like. He looks fine. I don't know if he's been exploited yet. I'd love to see him against a tough team, a running team,
right,
to make him work. He got exploited in this series by pitchers who are spiking balls, moving them inside, moving them outside,
right,
making them work, and he got 2 balls off the feet. But yeah, it was something when we talked about it a long time ago when Stan was just coming back, and I was like, is there a chance Rice becomes the platoon catcher? This start is very interesting. He got 2 out of 3, and I'm not really upset about it, but there's no other way to splice it besides he just got the start over Wells today. They're both lefties.
Right.
I know what it is. They've only had Rice catch non-established pros. They had him catch Yarby. They had him catch Winans. Or did he catch...
Got Warren and
caught Warren.
Stroman this series.
He caught Warren. And they said, well, they caught each other a lot in the minors last year.
Right.
And then he caught Stroman, who they're not giving Stroman a catcher. Now, next couple games are 3 in a row, Rodon, Fried, Clark. Right. So that's going to be 3 Wellsies in a row, all night games. Then you have there's 1 day game.
1 day game.
Yeah, but then the 4th game. So I think they're
No
probably
Wells
looking
gonna do
ahead
day
at the
after
schedule, and they want to give Rodon, Rodon and Wells have been a tandem since they came up, and Fried the starting catcher.
I'll tell you the only other thing that is a genuine wrinkle in this. is Ascara. Like, I think the Yankees still want to, like, play him like you'd play a backup catcher, but there's two other catchers.
It's a weird wrinkle.
And, dude, I think there's another... Again, I know this is probably more baseball oddity than something, but I think hasn't Ascara caught like 4 shutouts this year or something weird like that?
I think all the 1-0 wins were Ascara catching.
Yeah.
The pitch framing grades out really well.
Yep.
Wells and Rice are going to get every opportunity before Ascara, and that's right. But it's just something to watch, man. I keep saying it, like, trade deadline's coming. The AL is open. The Yankees need help. In my head, it's been a Rice debate of if the right trade comes along for Ben Rice, do you do it? I don't know. If a team asked for Wells, like Rice and Wells right now is very Clark and King.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see more of Rice behind the plate.
Sure.
Because Wellesley is a good catcher.
He's a good catcher.
And he got really hot last year, but his bat just doesn't feel the same this year. But I wouldn't write him off for all future years.
No. Baseball's a weird sport. Austin Wells was a first-round pick. Like, stuff like that matters. Wells hasn't looked as bad as the stats are. But, Jim, a bit another basic split here. Wells has actually hit lefties good this year.
Yes.
But
I asked him about that.
But that means the righty stats are even worse. 188, 254 against righties.
Yes. Yeah.
Peraza.
Ben Rice has the same amount of stolen bases as Austin Wells. How about that?
Analytics.
Ben Rice has gotten more plate appearances than Wells this season and is outperforming him in every category besides RBI. I think that's because Rice is batting higher in the order.
He was down, and then he became up.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting.
It's an interesting start. Lineup today was interesting. And now we move on. Regular old awards.
Right. That's brought to us by Skims, Jim.
Ooh,
Take care
baby,
of
I love the way.
You fit Jimmy's balls. Skims. Comfort where it matters most. We all wear it. So why not wear Skims? Actually, I've got a little anecdote. Went to a place for dinner happy hour yesterday after the Yankees game. And it was a nice little outdoor area. Or indoor, but the windows were down.
We were with the crowd?
I was with Nikhil. We're just yapping about sports. Anyways, we liked that the windows were open. Guy came around. They had like windows they put in. They were like, we want to turn on the AC. Guy's hunting, heaving. He puts the window in, and he goes, just ripped my pants. And everyone laughed. He was in a good mood, like, about it. He goes, I just ripped my pants. And then he goes, and I'm going commando today. And when he said that, kind of changed the whole mood.
Yeah.
So get Skims. They're revolutionizing shapewear. They've got men's underwear, stretch, cotton, sport, whatever you like on your biscuits. They've got it. Shop Skims, skims.com. Let them know we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey. Select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. Thank you, Skims.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To Skims.
What's your weird?
My weird is the everything is the same
Award.
Yeah. What's the song? Every day I'm crushing it? What LMFAO? What's that song?
So now you're going to LMFAO?
I've been trying to think of that song, but
Every day I'm shuffling, hustling.
yeah. See, I knew it wasn't. I was looking for if it was like every day I'm crushing them.
Right. Judge?
No preference. Could also be the name of the award. But you got it. It's
I
Judge.
guess, yeah.
It's Judge. Judge hits 2 homers today,
Yeah.
which helps out.
Big time.
No, not to just talk about quacks nonstop. But he kind of
He's become. We're gonna have to do like a side video with him.
He kind of talks to himself in his notes,
Yeah,
and I like that
I know you do.
because he's kind of in his notes and he's saying like, "Well, man, Judge went 0 for his last 2 games, so do we have to include these into that bad 6 games?
Right.
Because he was hoping to be able to leave those bad 6 games on their own. Because since then, but now these 2 homers, I think quacks. You can now leave those 6 games and like the last 8 games of Judge are good.
Right.
That's great news. So it's good news that Judge homered.
Yeah.
He's still chasing a little more, but we'll solve that. His batting average splits are so fun. I gave Glaber an award, or I think Katie Sharp did way back in 2019, talking about how Glaber was split proof. And Judge is insane. So this is all before game 2, because that's when I copy and pasted this data. I'm sure it's not that much different. 361 batting average versus lefties. 361 batting average versus righties. 357 at home. 365 on the road.
Oh.
375 batting average in the 2-hole.
Hey.
348 in the 3-hole. 353 batting average when the bases are empty.
Okay.
372 when there's runners on.
Yep.
373 in low leverage. 354 in high leverage. Kind of wild.
It's kind of the best.
Kind of the best.
Kind of the best.
Yeah. Equal. I lost that phrase.
Jesus. Just out.
Yeah.
Just over like that. Lost that phrase. Every damn shuffling. Grass
No,
isn't
there's
always
like
greener.
there's like a term where people are like, I love everyone, like equal. They're not going to judge you. Equal something lover or something like that.
Opportunity.
Happy Pride Day to everyone.
Yes,
I see pride.
I see power.
We're going to be out in it after we finish recording this.
Oh man,
Yeah.
It'll take me a while to get home.
Probably.
Dang.
Yeah.
Streets are probably clearer now. It's sneaky late.
It is. All right. Well, anyway, Judge, I
Okay.
just want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I know he's doing really well and crushing everything, but it's wild that he's hitting like 350 or over in any situation.
He just does it. Captain too. People forget. I think he's gonna go nuts in Toronto.
Did you hear? I like that thought.
I
Did
think
you
he's
hear?
gonna go nuts in Toronto.
Did you hear Jazz's post-game interview when he got ejected? He just referred to Judge as Cap the whole time.
Right.
Talk with Cap. I respect Cap. I like that Cap. You know what happens. I have my captain of my hockey team. I call him Cap.
Right.
But when other people say, you're like, oh, wow, that's like what you call him.
They've leaned into it. And it's the other scary part that when Judge kind of shuts down, I think the whole team does, which is very obvious on a baseball level because he's the best hitter ever.
Yeah.
But it's also like there's a ripple effect.
Yeah, I just can't hear anymore. And this is a complaint, which is annoying. I can't hear anymore about how Judge and Boone and their leadership is like, hey, you got here for a reason, just keep doing you. When Judge notoriously got to the big leagues and then completely scrapped his entire batting stance, his swing, and changed it.
Right.
So I'm kind of done with people being like, no, they just say keep doing you. That's what got you here. When as the captain and leader, you didn't do that.
But you need to constantly be adapting as a baseball player is the other thing they say.
Yes. Great news for you guys.
It's great.
I played a game with Wells at the T-Mobile event where I said, can you pronounce these teammates' names?
Right.
And when I put your B-Boss up, he gave me a look like, this one's fucked up.
Right.
Jim, come on.
It is.
Because we think your B pronounces it like wrong. No one really knows.
Nobody knows.
So then I went through and I said, well, say what you call them.
Right.
So for Misowitz, it was like, I forget, Fitz or something like that.
Izzy.
Ms. Maciejewski, it was Magic. And then for your B-Boss, it was Bit. He said, I asked him, what do you want me to call you? He said, everyone calls me It was either Bit or Bits. But I was like, that's great.
Right.
I'd love if I knew that I could just call him Bit.
Right. Bit.
Like Jorbit, but Jorbit.
Jorbit.
Jorbit. Bit. So anyway, that's good news for us. I like when we find out nicknames.
That is big.
Yeah.
That is big. Good stuff, James. Really deep in there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have to give out an award.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give a couple guys. Let's go with the I want to be interested.
me.
I want to be interested.
I want to be interested.
I want to be interested.
Stroman.
No.
Well, true though.
Stroman's interesting. That's never been the problem.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Ian Hamilton. I'll do it quick.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
First award?
Bro, we're kind of out of, I don't know if you've looked at the board, but it's a lot of the guys that we've talked about the same topics with them, whether it's Dominguez or Trent or Volpe. Like, it's all the same stuff. At least Ian Hamilton's new stuff that I want to be interested in. Because as you noted, our third host, Quags, why'd you laugh like that?
That's funny.
Ian Hamilton is kind of on a heater.
Yeah.
Coming into today, no earned runs in 9 of his last 10 games, 14 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. That would be a 1.29. And on the season now, his numbers are acceptable, which, I don't know, man. I would love if there's a day this year when in the 6th or 7th inning, Ian Hamilton gets the ball, and we're like, I'm interested in watching this.
I'd love it if he holds the lead when they're down 3 and they come back and win.
Okay. Which, again, that's 6th, 7th inning. I want to be interested in that. And, hey, today you and I both did a head tilt. He threw real major league sliders.
Yeah.
So if, relievers move quickly in this game, if he could get his signature slider Slambio back, that would probably be huge. So I want to be interested. I'm not there yet. I still have a fear factor when he's coming in the game. But the numbers would tell you he's been really strong recently.
It's true. I would like him to be bottom of the bullpen.
Tis.
Yeah. I don't want him coming in the 6th inning, like hold situation, what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, we just talked 16 games in 16 days. Like, you need guys that can do that.
You need guys, yeah,
like,
yeah. But I'm talking like down the stretch playoff.
We can't really
Everything's
afford
set.
Playoffs is a different animal. A regular season, 6th inning, 7th inning. He has the ability that it should be like, oh, okay. Hey, hold him here, have a nice inning, Ian, and we'll come back and start winning games. Or get through this inning. You're a major league reliever.
Okay. I'm giving out the Shooting Star award. And it's not how you would normally interpret it, I think. Maybe like seeing a shooting star.
Oh, okay. What was that? Seeing a shooting star, that's kind of rare. Maybe you're going Stroman?
Nah, but it wasn't a good hint. It is, but I don't think it's guessable.
We'll note it.
Yeah. It's going Goldie.
Okay.
Goldie's numbers on this series are still bad.
bad.
They're 1 for 9.
Still bad.
Right? But I feel like I could be a lunatic and be like, no, I saw something. Like, I'm seeing something recently.
Okay.
Like, I think it's not even stepping
You really
stone.
like that foul ball, huh?
Well, no, he hit the homer. He broke his over 20 streak. Right. He didn't chase. He chased way less. He was in at bats. Like, dude, when he was bad, he was like really bad.
He didn't homer this series, did he?
No, sorry. He broke his over 20 streak.
Okay.
Didn't homer. He did hit 2 balls in Cincy that I think have a shot at Yankee Stadium. One of them. Remember that jumping catch at the
Right.
wall? Those are hard hit balls. They might be off the wall at the stadium or caught. Who knows? But I'm putting those into my eye test of like, I think he's slowly, because I was complaining about his at-bats
Right.
a week and a half ago, and I'm now not. I'm like more like, okay, Goldie, like you're in it. Him getting to velo today, like he hit, 96 fastball is a fly out, line out to center. If that is able to find a gap, not straight at the guy, it gets down. So I'm hoping Goldie turns it on in Toronto.
I'll hope that too. Is it all righties? I think so. Yeah, man, I don't know. I want to be excited because, dude, Goldie at first is a savior. I mean, some of the picks he's making are high-level stuff.
He's got the most bounce throws to him.
That I don't want to lose that. But, yeah, man, you mentioned season numbers when we talked about Belly. Like, Belly's numbers on the season now are better than Goldie's. And
Yes.
Goldie felt like he didn't get out for a month and a half.
Yeah.
So that's a little scary.
He didn't. It was crazy. But I'm seeing something.
Shooting star.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a glimmer of hope. Foul ball indicator.
Okay, man. That's good.
Because he's still playing against righties.
Right.
I mean, he should be in there. And Rice should be in there.
That's it.
Stanton sits one day, Wells sits the other day. Those guys are hitting righties. Stanton and Wells aren't.
Right.
But Stanton still can get hot.
Ben Rice catches a game. He gets the day off after that.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. We got Boone this week?
No, because we're busy.
We're busy. And it was Canada Day, too, so he probably would have been
He probably would have needed it to be Wednesday, and that's a whole other day we got to mess
that
up.
guy.
Expensive.
That guy.
International phone costs. Zoom is charging crazy rates now for international Zooms.
Awesome.
Bob Clappish said, after watching Jazz Chisholm deliver missile after missile from deep behind third base, I finally had to ask, have you ever been clocked, meaning on his pitch speed? And he said, I threw 94 in high school, all cutters. And he asked, why haven't you pitched in garbage time? And Jazz said, they know I'd go all out.
Yep.
Good job by the team there.
Know yourself.
Love thyself.
I'm going to give out the Give Me Pride Award.
Stroman.
Oh,
Wow, Stroman got guessed 3 times.
tough. No, man, it's what you've talked about this year, and it's Pride Day. You know, I'd like to say happy Pride to the people. The guy you've wanted pride from this whole year, Jasson Dominguez. It's another tough box score, bro. 1 for 8, 5 Ks. The defensive relay throw. Like, when's the last time we banged the table and we're like, Dominguez went nuts this series?
That A's series? No, didn't he have a 4-hit game in
He had that
Cincy?
4-hit game, but so did Trent. So, like, it didn't matter.
That's true.
You know?
No, I know.
Okay.
That's true. He had a 2-hit game. He had a good Cincy series. But I think his other hits were the LE errors that they ruled as singles.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
0.4 B WAR this year.
Yeah, remember I said I want him to be a stud?
Yeah.
From the left side, stats are still good.
Still hitting from the left side. But
Well, actually, they've come down.
I actually think recently the righty numbers, I think there's like
Got a really interesting butter knife on his as a righty.
there's a late May as a righty butter knife that he's actually been contributing from that side of the plate. But I don't know. Either way,
I don't believe it.
the stuff we're talking about is unexciting, and he was supposed to be exciting.
Yes. Right now, he's odd man out for like postseason outfield.
Playoff game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pinch runner.
He's a pinch runner, pinch hitter
Be good to
from
have
the left side. But he's not in the starting outfield. You know, Belly's there, Judge is there, and right now, Trent is there over him.
Right. Could change in a week.
For sure. By the time October comes, he could be the leadoff guy, left fielder, hitting from the left and right side. That's what they wanted him to become.
With that 4-hit game, if he has a big game in Toronto tomorrow, he's hot.
Yeah, but it just needs to start feeling.
But it doesn't feel that way.
It doesn't feel like it needs to start feeling like that more.
Get hot.
Yeah.
Hasn't homered since Texas, May 21st. Is that right?
Is that the walk-off?
That's crazy.
No. He homered in Baltimore?
No.
Oh, I switched to Trent.
I think
It's only one homer since the 3-home run game on May 9th, and it's the home run against Texas. Was that the walk-off? Yeah.
I think so, right?
That was exciting.
Okay, well, I got great news for you.
Okay.
His lack of slug will be between Oakland series. So we just closed that sandwich.
Close the chapter.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
And now he will start slugging again.
Exciting.
He's young.
Make us proud.
He's young, and I'm
young.
giving him, like, I'm not out on him.
Right.
Even if he's not a playoff factor this year. Like, I still like him as a guy.
Right.
But, yeah, I wanted to have more fun. Rookie sensation.
God.
Second half.
That was a Yarby start with Beebus at third. Whew. A lot of baseball seasons in a baseball season. I'll take that.
Take that. That's Jake's quote. All right. Hey, guys. Love you. That's the episode. Did we miss anything? We had a 4-game set against Toronto.
Should be exciting.
And are we going to film? There's no getaway day. So are we filming? We got to figure it out for your schedule.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I mean,
with,
it's 4th of
with
July.
holiday Friday, and I think we're out of office
know.
Thursday. I think on my end, I'm good to just do it that night since we won't do anything.
Yeah, I'll be down the shore. So I can probably roll it, but
Good
And
with
it's a
I
day
might be
game
a
the Friday.
sleeping man while we're doing it.
Right.
It's a day game the Friday, so it seems like a bad time to push.
Yeah, we should do it Thursday night. I just can't promise you that being at the beach with little kids all day,
Might be a loopy.
come midnight, I'm going to be coherent or all there.
All right.
7 o'clock getaway day in Toronto. Go fuck yourselves. Day game the next day? That's such brutal scheduling.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Nah.
Or if they win the first 3 games, we just do it during the game.
I mean, that's the other option. We could just do it after the 3rd game.
And if it feels
I
important
think that
to lump
depends
in
on how the
Mets,
series is going.
Okay.
If it's 2-1, 1-2,
We're going to figure it out, people.
keep it in our back
figure it out.
pocket.
Sharp sets.
go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Oh.